Welcome to all of you. My name is Mania Kądzielska and this is Poland Daily Culture. And today we talk about properties and I would say a lot of background behind it and also about Warsaw from a different perspective. With us is Craig Smith. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me on the show.
And you are a publisher of a magazine, EuropaProperty.com. And well, it's hard to hide that you're an American and not Polish.
Well, I'm not trying to hide it. So,
so just to warm up and start the question is like, why did you move to Poland? Why Poland is so attractive to be here and publish a magazine?
Right. Well, we came about 25 years ago and really started the magazines about over 20 years ago, really. We were doing some marketing and some initial marketing for companies and real estate companies, and then it just turned into publishing and events. And Poland was a good place to launch the whole business from, or a lot of it. So it was easy to go into the other regions, Czech, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Serbia, the Baltics, also further east. So we have small offices or people in each country, and also, but we do all the production and most of the marketing from here.
Well, so we are this like a small, I don't know, backup for your like place to go in other directions. It sounds
it was
good.
a good place to have the headquarters in Poland.
Well,
yes.
at least it sounds that we are stable enough to have a quarter here.
Very stable, yes. I think a lot of companies would say that. There's many headquarters here for global companies, yeah.
And in the previous episode, we talked a little bit about the ownership of big shopping malls in Poland and especially in Warsaw. And you just made us realize that most of those shopping malls are not owned by, all of them are not owned by Poles, but most of them are owned by just 2 or 3 companies.
Well, maybe more than that, but big international companies.
Big international companies. And it is hard for Polish entrepreneurs to get into those shopping malls with their products and with their shops because it's extremely expensive. And you told us about those pop-up
shops.
And that is an opportunity or window for any craftsman or anyone who's doing it artistic or just clothes here in Poland, so any form of production. So now we are with the topic of Sunday shopping. What's the result of the fact that that there is a law which makes it impossible to shop on Sundays at least twice a month?
Right. Well, yeah. I think, it's confusing, right? So almost you never go shopping on Sunday because you don't know if it's open or closed or
which
it's happening.
Sunday, yeah,
which Sunday. I think when I talk to the owners of the shopping malls, they're actually okay with it. As much as they can be, because people are coming in more Saturday, Friday, and Saturday, and and Monday. So they're not necessarily losing the footfall. They call it footfall in the industry, the number of people coming into the shopping center. But I think the real, let's say, losers in this are the local shops that were there, the ones that, you would have time on a Sunday to say, hey, let's go buy, not just bread and vegetables and food and some quick things, but hey, you've got the whole day. If you just left church or whatever you did, or you want to spend the day shopping, those retailers had more shoppers on a Sunday. So I think not just in Poland, throughout the region, I would say, but in being here in Poland and seeing it, most of the local retailers really got hurt because that was the time people had time to, they weren't buying specific necessities, but maybe something a little bit more leisure or casual, yeah.
Exactly, and also there was a time where those fairs or those pop-up markets on Sundays usually, and so some which offered some diversity as well. And it was not only the big chains, which all of us know, but also like the smaller shops, which could be, I would say, Polish people, for example, or local artists, or local like tailor or anyone.
Well, they have to go somewhere else now, right? They have to go to this exhibitions on the weekends. Once in a while, I see a few of the shopping centers organizing things on a Sunday that they can do within the law of how they do it, but the other shops aren't open. So I would say it's generating some business, and they're probably counting the footfall, but definitely not helping the other retailers, or potentially maybe not. So
I would say it's a little bit even opposite to the to what the current the government had in mind in supporting workers, people who are basically working in most of this big supermarkets, but also people just to have this time off.
Well, exactly. They wanted I think that what I understood is they want everyone to go to church on Sunday, right? So close and spend it with the family, or at least spend it with family.
Yeah. And
the other thing was giving these entrepreneurs a day off, but that was the day they were making the most money, I think, on Sunday. So, it's always, reality is always a little bit different than what's on the, what's on the paper, right? Yeah, than what's on the paper. So, but I think these, the retailers, local ones, probably did get hurt from a shopping center point of view, but, the ones, some of them did more online, some of them did more at these art exhibits or things on the weekend. So some of them survived that way and maybe even did better, and some probably, as we know, disappeared. Yeah.
Well, this is the point of looking at it as well. And I would say it's a good the punchline just to say that the reality is something different what we expect on paper, and also looking at Warsaw and everything what surrounds us from a different perspective, from a perspective who owns it and who are we actually paying to, is another aspect of also supporting culture in a more responsible way. And this is a thought which we leave you all for. And again, thank you very much for watching our show.